Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the NEBA Masters here at Bowlero Hall of Fame Silver Lanes, East Hartford, Connecticut. NEBA number 976, only 24 from 1,000. Thanks so much to Bloomfield Electric, GMS Concrete, and Tony and Suzanne Reynaud for sponsoring our event and adding $3,500 to the prize fund. We are down to a Contenders bracket round, and these are going to be 4 matches where we will eliminate 4 bowlers. We just completed the elimination of 4 players. We said goodbye to Roy Vandebogart. We said goodbye to Brian Bogosian. We said goodbye to Matthew Brockett. And we said goodbye to Brandon Sotomasto. And the winners of those matches are now facing the bowlers who just came off the winner's bracket. And that would be Smith, Hall, Johnson, and Aaron Major. So it's going to be Smith. It's going to be Eric Smith against Bill Webb, and that's going to be 33-4. We're going to have Tyler Hearn up against Aaron Major on 31-2. Those are your 2 feature pair matches. And then over on 35-6, we have Jay Johnson, and Jay is up against Rock, and that would be Michael Rock. And then Andrew Hall is taking on last year's champion Tom Solimini up on 37-8. So we're only looking at the right-hand 4 pairs. And after this, our winners will come back in, the undefeated players. And Webb gets a running 6-pin trip on a Brooklyn shot there. And our undefeated players are Amanda Broge, Chris Viali, Robert Green, and Randall Dunbar. And they will come back next round and bowl each other. It'll be Broge against Viali. It'll be Robert Green against Randall Dunbar, and those 2 will remain in the winner's bracket. So we are going to, after that, they'll have another round off, and we'll have another contenders bracket to catch up. So we need some extra contenders brackets as we move along here for the contenders to eliminate bowlers and keep us on track with the double elimination bracket. So that's just kind of the nature of the beast when you have double elimination. So here we are. Bruce Hall here with you with Chris Forey. And Chris is having a bit of a munch, so he'll be with us in a few minutes, and hopefully he'll
join in now.
He'll join. He can join in now. So
so this is a double point. The points are higher at this event than any other event.
Yeah, the points are doubled. Chris is pointing me out to the point list. First place is 108
things I remember
points.
when I set the rules.
So normally, first place in a typical NEBA is about 72 points with a 6-round final. Here it's 108 points, even with 16 finalists and 89 entries. So that's close to 101.5x.
Yep, that's Kipperman said that. Thanks for screwing up my phone.
So, yeah, you're welcome. So very cool to see that. Again, 108 points to the winner, 90 to second, 77, 68.
So Jay Johnson could really start
45.
expanding the lead.
Yeah, he's already running away with Bowler of the Year by virtue of his 4th victory. We just celebrated up in Keene. So Jay Johnson having the season of really his or anyone's life, quite frankly, as he moves through NEBA. So here's Michael Rock looking for a double against Jay Johnson. Speaking of that match, and goes through the beak, as is easy to do. And again, we have 4 matches: Solimini Hall, Smith Webb, Hearn Major, and Rock against Johnson. And there's Hearn going Brooklyn, trying for the double, out of trouble on the 5-10. And Eric Smith just corrected me on the pronunciation of his name. I was calling him Eric Smythe. Sorry about that. And it's actually Smith, as he said. So and Chris, of course, already knew that because he knows a lot of things. And Solimini was worried about a chop on a 3-6, but he makes it. And Smith throws a beautiful shot, gets through it clean, throws it just how he wants to, through the beak, 3-6, 7-10. Welcome to 1.6 to 1, 40 feet, and a fair bit of oil on the front. So, and massive differences lane to lane, typically, as it usually is here at Silver Lane. So, Bruce Hall with you with Chris Forey, as I mentioned. This is NEBA number 976. We are on a 1.67 to 1, 40-foot, 32.3 milliliter oil pattern. Once again, thanks so much to Bloomfield Electric and Roger Baral, GMS Concrete, and Vinny and Clay Swartz. And, of course, Tony and Suzanne Reynaud. I saw Tony wandering around here before. He is here, and maybe we'll scare him and get him on mic here if we can convince him to do so. And I see him potentially picking up the mic, and let's see what he's going to do. So needs a little help. He's having some. There you go. Turn it around. There you are. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Good stuff. Let's see. First rule of live streaming: figure out the mic, and then he's got to put the headset the correct way. Everything like that. So.
All right.
And he lost his thing. Welcome, Tony Reynaud. Hey, Tony.
Hey, how are you guys?
I think I'm going to turn your sound down and make you put your headphones on again. That was so entertaining to watch, quite frankly. So
the tournament will be over.
The tournament will be over. Hey, welcome, man. Great to see you.
They come with instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not for him.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not written for him. And hey, what do you think of the competition so far? What do you think of the scores, the patterns?
The scores look really, really tough.
They're very tough, right?
Yep.
They were hard on the qualifying, and they're even harder now.
Yep. That's after my heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By hard, we mean 69 under to make the finals and 87 under to get a check.
Wow.
That's John Van Hees at 87 under got the last check.
That's fantastic in my view.
And let's talk about John Van Hees for a second. He had one game at 203 and shot 87 under and still got a check.
That's great. Yeah, it's great.
Chris Viali did not strike until the 7th frame of his second game. He starts out 140.
Wow.
And he makes the finals.
That's going out there.
So
and
there's some
pressing.
anecdotes for you, telling you a little bit about what's going on.
I pointed out to Bruce also, if you go through the list, about half the field going into the last game still had a chance to make it. And not saying you had to shoot 300. You could just shoot 240, you still had a chance.
Even if you're 140, 140 under, you still have a chance.
So half the field. So that's pretty. So that's what you asked for in a tournament.
Yeah, it's competitive. You know, competitive is what you ask for. You know,
low scoring.
Yep.
Ego bruising, but competitive. So there you are.
Every once in a while, it's good to have that in bowling. Bruise your ego up a little bit, right?
So Tony, it's been so great that you and Suzanne have stayed involved with your sponsorships and everything. So, and here you are back in Hall of Fame Silver Lanes, where you were the owner for so many years. How's it feel?
It feels good. It feels good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start bowling league here in the fall.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I'm coming back. That's going to be my first step to try to get my legs stronger to get back into it.
I know we talked about that in your interview. You've been nursing your legs back, playing a lot of golf.
Yep.
That's really good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to coming back in bowling league here and seeing all my former customers.
Now Aaron Major just blew the rack apart, and he and Tyler Hearn are exactly tied through their 3rd and 4th frames. Webb with a baby split needs this to retain his lead over Eric Smith. And not going to make it, so they're back to within a few pins.
Yep.
And a lot of matches turn on a spare and things like that. Hey, it's Roger Baral also in the house.
Yes.
Mr. Bloomfield Electric.
Yes.
Good to see you there.
Yeah.
I've been drinking all day.
He says, okay. Well,
I tried. I tried.
I'll speak for Roger. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll speak for Roger.
But
very generous Roger.
Roger's feeling a little bit under the weather, he's telling us. So
two New England legends right here.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. Certainly Hartford legends, guys I've known since
I was going to say Connecticut.
I've been
definitely Connecticut
State
legends.
Teenager. I know these guys, so they're really good guys. So
two guys that got mentioned in my Hall of Fame speech because when I moved here, I tell in my Hall of Fame speech I said that I bowled the U.S. Open qualifier at Bradley, and I saw Tony, I saw Roger, and I was like, wow, I want to be as good as those guys. And then state tournaments started happening and stuff like that, and I'm like, these guys got the best team in the state.
Yeah, we fed off each other and we tried to make each other better. And I think
and I obviously saw Marcel and the guys they bowled with. But
Richie, Timmy.
Yep.
Yeah, Scott Whitmer, and we did a lot of bowling together and learned from each other, and became lifelong friends doing it.
Well, like I said, you guys set the bar for a guy like me who moved into the state to say, hey, I want to, besides NEBA, because that time I didn't get to bowl NEBA.
Yep.
But I wanted to be like, how do I aspire to be you guys just from bowling like the state tournament? Seeing you guys, Bill Webb, all these guys bowling together. Litch.
Yep.
Mark Hugo's teams. With Splain and Chapman.
Yeah. that's same thing happened to us when we grew up. You know, we saw guys like Picator, and we inspired to be, inspired to be them. You know, and that's the thing. You know,
and I'm fortunate to become friends with all you guys.
Yeah,
so.
yep, and vice versa, for sure. You know, so.
So checking in on our matches here, guys.
Tom with a washout. Does he make it? He does.
Makes the washout to stay clean.
Yeah.
Down by 12.
And he was on a strike, so he has not doubled, but that was a key shot to stay within 12, as you say, Chris. The Jay Johnson match, that match is within 2 pins.
Webb with a 3-pin lead.
This Smith match is within 3 pins.
That's
and
the
the Aaron
face again,
Major,
right?
here's Hearn needing a washout, a baby split conversion to stay even in his match against Aaron Major. So all these matches, the biggest lead, 13 so far.
Jay Johnson can take a 12-pin lead. Stone 9, still needs to be up by 2.
9. He says it's so hard to hit the pocket, and then when you do, Stone 9. Thank you so much.
No fun.
Really appreciate that.
It's work.
Yes.
I feel it's good to have one of these on the schedule a year.
Yep.
Something where we really, really grind. I mean, we have some lower scoring events, but this one, the last 2 years, 3 years, well, actually, ever since we've started restarted the Masters, they've been hard.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And
that might miss right.
Oof.
And it does.
Wow.
What a mistake by
You can just see it drift all of a sudden off his hand.
I don't even think he missed it. I think he thought he made it.
Yeah.
No, he thought he did, but you could see the ball. All of a sudden, it got to the third panel and it just started going right.
Yeah.
Topography.
Well,
possibly.
Jay Johnson threw one out the window. He needed
2.
He needed a spare. He gets 2. He carries the 6-8, carries the 6-9.
Wait, before you walked in, Jay got 2, and he needed to get 7 pins.
Then he blows through the 6-9, and then he goes through. He needs a mark. He needed 9. He takes a spare ball straight down the middle and makes a spare.
Wow,
it was amazing.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
Here's Webb trying to jump on the open. Beautiful shot there by Webb. There you go.
He always finds a way to hit the pocket, right?
He was incredible today. He was squad leader. His low game, as Bruce pointed out earlier, was 195. His high game was 226.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
He just played that. He was playing about 20 off his hand to about 12. His usual, he just shifted everything left to where he normally does. He was probably the most consistent of everybody today.
You mean Tom Salamini at 163 versus 279? Wasn't consistent?
Yeah.
Who were you pointing at? Roy Vandebogart. Listen to this, Tony.
Yep.
166, 163, 174, 173, 179. Let's stop there. He's 150 under.
Wow.
This is Roy Vandebogart. 275, 256 to make the cut.
Wow.
To shoot 14 under.
Wow.
And in the 275 game, he went spare, 9-bagger.
Wow.
Right. Exactly. That's right.
Well, you have a lot to be proud of bowling like that.
Oh.
Having a tough start like that and coming through and making it.
Well, then he switches sides of the house and shoots the 250. He went from the low end over here to the high end, which we all know crossing this building is incredible.
Oh yeah.
Jumps across and shoots another 250.
Yep.
Shoots 250.
Yep.
Yeah, you really have 3 different centers here. If you look at this bay, the high bay on this side and then the other side. They all play really different.
Well, the bay here, I feel like there's 4 bays.
Right.
Would you say? I mean, there's each section is.
Yeah. Like
sorry about that. I didn't mean to bang.
I wanted to put a laser tag on lanes 23 and 4, so I wouldn't have the bowl on them anymore.
Not 21 and 2.
No.
Just 23 and 4.
23 and 4.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure you can do that.
Mini golf. Putt golf.
Putt golf.
2 holes.
You go down 1 hole and back the other lane.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. But 21 and 2 is still bowling. So
that's right.
That's good. Well, that's what Bradley did. They took out the middle 16 lane somewhere, right? They put in laser tags. Yeah. It was so funny about Bradley because they had that tornado that came through here. The middle of the house played all different anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess they decided to just take those lanes out,
right.
and turn them into laser tag. So once again, we're looking at 4 contenders bracket matches. We will eliminate 4 bowlers this round, and then we'll go back to the winners bracket. And again, our winners so far are 2-0. Amanda Broge, Chris Viali, Robert Green, and Randall Dunbar.
Nice.
And after this, there will be 8 remaining. So double elimination. We'll have another winners bracket round. Then they'll take another round off. The 2 remaining undefeated bowlers will take another round off as the losers catch up. Excuse me, Contenders catch up. Trying to be politically correct here. Sorry about that. So.
Yeah, that's a nice shot right there.
Beautiful shot there by Tyler, yes. And Chris, if you had to pick a surface and layout for this, what would it be? Don't tell me, urethane? Oh wait, all right, never mind. He's sorry, I caught him mid chicken wing. So, all right.
Okay, I do think the safest bet. He just missed another 6-pin to the right.
Yeah.
And that's going to put him in a 26-pin deficit by virtue of 2 single-pin misses.
I do think urethane is the safe bet.
Sorry to do that to you, by the way.
Oh, that's okay. You didn't see that when you. I was like, whoa.
I was like,
just stuck it in my mouth. But honestly, I think safety for safety reasons, and if you feel like your target score is like a 180,
yep.
I feel like urethane is probably your best, especially if you're pretty accurate. So when Tom just missed a 6-pin,
you could see him yank that around, and now he's looking at 205 maximum. Andrew Hall pacing at 209.
He's down 4 pins.
He's up for his 9th and 10th frame, so Andrew can
that's
shut this
going
out
left
right
to the
here.
head pin. He missed the head pin.
Way left. Smith having all kinds of problems.
Wow, now you're
on this pair and missing spares. So, well, you told me about my pitch black that the more I threw it, remember it was flipping too much on the back.
They won't do that after all.
Well, guess what? I got a couple of solid games on it out in Jackson. It stopped flipping on the back, that's for sure, and I started missing spares with it because all of a sudden it would stop finishing.
The next time you throw it, the first time it'll hook, and you're gonna be like, "Well, I remember it hooking like this."
Wait! I know.
Is that a 4-8 for Jay Johnson or 4-pin only?
And Aaron Smith thought he had the nut on that shot for the double, goes right through it and goes bucket.
Andrew with the 3-6-10.
Not
the 7-pin standing.
Oh, 7-pin too.
Yeah.
So right puts Tom back in it, potentially. So that's my whole point. I feel like Andrew obviously is throwing urethane, so I like his chances. Obviously he's in the Contenders bracket here, but I just feel like if you can keep it straight, and that's why I think Amanda's, I said this to Danny, I'm not trying to jinx her. Danny came over, I go, she has a chance to win today.
Yeah.
And she finished second last year because she can keep it in front of her. And I said to Amanda, do whatever you got to do to keep it in front of you and play for 9.
Right.
And of course, it was her and Tom Salamini in the final last year.
Yep.
And look at how well they did at the very difficult patterns down in Nutmeg.
Yes.
Amanda won the women's event and finished second in the regular event down there. And Tom won the regular event. So both very, very great players on very difficult conditions.
Yeah.
And now Andrew misses, so he's got
hopefully Keith can catch Webb in a swingy, or not Keith, Nick.
Andrew Hall has 197 pace and a 12-pin lead over Salamini, who can punch for 205.
Jay Johnson's got a 21-pin lead.
So Andrew's up 12.
He's up 12, yep. And Webb in control in his match due to the 2 missed spares by Smith.
Oof. Aaron Major down 13.
And Andrew leaves a 4-9. Thank you so much.
And now Aaron's down more than that. He's now down 25.
Aaron looking for the nut, can't find it. And Tyler Hearn in control of this match. So these matches starting to separate, starting to open up a little bit.
Although 3-6-10.
Andrew Hall just left a 4-9. And if he doesn't convert this, he's going to only have essentially a 1-pin lead over Salamini.
The one thing we saw from this pattern, and you were at the Masters watching Andrew, the one thing I noticed from this pattern at the regular Masters was the fact that the lane broke down very rapidly in the middle of the lane. So you might feel like you were lined up, and now all of a sudden your ball just checked off because the pattern is so flat in the middle.
Well, Andrew ended up very deep with a flippy dark code just to play.
I'm saying we all were playing over the left gutter.
Way in it, yeah.
We see Webb. We never see Webb playing 20.
No.
His ball was 23 at the arrows that time.
And it rolled early, too.
So they just go.
Yep.
The pattern goes quickly.
Yep.
And then obviously you have topography. Great shot by Tom to strike.
Salamini strikes in the
Tom
9th.
can strike. Well, he got ball in hand.
He absolutely does.
So he needs a double.
Johnson converts the 3-6-10 on the outside.
Webb split. I didn't realize he split.
Yeah.
I thought he 3-6-10.
Nasty split.
Yeah.
3-9-10.
Hearn to stay in control. He does. That's a great shot.
I gotta tell you,
he's really rolling it nicely.
Yes.
He's not overthrowing it.
He may have the best look to the pocket of anybody.
Of the guys curving it.
The guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Salamini, huge shot.
That's out the window.
Gets it right. And not quite back. It's a bucket. He didn't think it was that bad. I think he liked it okay.
Yeah, just from here, it looked like it's hard to see. We're so far away, but it looked like it was a little further right than the track.
So he's down a pin.
Yep.
If he converts.
Webb, cover it up. Wow.
Nice shot.
What
Yep.
a cover.
Very nice.
That's what Hall of Famers do. Boy, Bill is picking up right back where he left off. He took an extra conservative amount of time off due to COVID.
Yeah.
Because he had his mom who was real sensitive to it, and he was real sensitive. And now that he's back, boy, he's picking up right where he left off.
Mike Rock giving it back there a little bit. Had a chance to. Great spare by Tom.
Salamini key spare there on that bucket.
Hearn still needs to. That's a great shot again.
Oh,
wow,
gosh,
he's
this
rolling it.
guy
He's just feeding it to the track early.
Yeah.
And Aaron
He's getting it down the lane, so he's
just feeding it, bouncing it in there a little bit. Nice roll, not overthrowing it.
Major 213 maximum with Tyler Hearn with a 4-bagger and no opens. So looking very good for
That's
Hearn
a red
to
tank,
advance.
never hooking. That's 3 now.
That would be 3. I would say Smith might be going home, guys. Key shot here for Salamini to try to get 10 and put pressure on Hall.
I guess
Gets
9. 84.
So Hall needs to fill 19 to win.
Let's see if Rock can
in
make
a day
this
like
stay
today,
in it.
that's no easy task.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Yep.
That's going high.
There's Aaron and
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Let's give him 213, and now Tyler Hearn 88.
We would need to get a
He would
mark.
just need 9 out.
Yep.
He would just need 9 out, I think, or 8 out even.
8 would be. He would need 9. 9 on the first ball.
Yeah, something like that. All right, here's Hall up on 37 and 8. Needs to fill 19 to stay alive. Flushes it. Beautiful shot by Andrew Hall.
Put 10 in the pit.
10 back, baby.
Great shot after leaving a 3-6-10 in the last one, or 3-6-7-10.
Now he needs 9 on 2 balls, which again, no bargain. Nope. Anything's possible. And Rock kind of mockingly waving to the crowd.
I got one finally.
He's looking at a 150 game right now against Jay Johnson.
Started out with a strike, and he's like, "Oh, I'm feeling good." And then he's been a lot of low numbers.
Yeah, a lot of nasty middle frames.
Eric Smith excited to get a.
And
now that match is officially over. So Hearn is definitely advancing. Webb is definitely I can't really say that yet. 170.
Now Jay Johnson
close enough. They're still close enough.
Jay Johnson only pacing to 180.
Oh, Andrew got 7 there,
Andrew
Bruce.
got 7.
He needs to get 2 pins.
2.
2 to tie.
2 to win.
No, 2 to win. Sorry about that. My bad.
9 to win, 8 to tie.
Yep.
He needs 1 to tie.
And there's a 210 right back at you.
210. So let's give Rock the sheet. 187.
He'd be happy if he gave him the sheet.
He would be very happy with that, wouldn't he?
All right, Andrew, just get.
Here goes Hall. Needs 2. Gets them all to sneak out a 2-pin victory over last year's champ, Tom Salamini. Another great showing here at the NEBA Masters. And Hall stays alive in the Contenders brackets.
And that wasn't an easy thing because he just missed the head pin, so therefore you could miss it again.
You can miss it the other way and get the 2-pin on.
That's right.
So that's not
Which
easy.
would have been a tie.
Right.
8 outs, a tie.
Yep. So he did a good job there.
And there's Webb with a great shot.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Eric Smith with all kinds of problems here.
Webb looks like he's pretty lined up on that right lane.
Now Smith with a possible 170.
He's down 16.
Yeah, Webb now 147. He needs 1 mark and 2 frames. Webb does to lock it up. Uh-oh.
Man down.
Chicken nugget down. Oh my gosh. We got spilled ranch dressing. We got it's a train wreck here at the. And Webb blows the 5-pin over and then late trip on the 7.
That's it.
Feeling very powerful right now. And we have a cleanup on aisle 4 here with Mr. Forey, unfortunately. So, and boy, Tyler Hearn sending a message in this game. 226, one of the most solid games we've seen today.
Every shot was there, you know.
Once again, Tony, thanks to you and Roger and GMS Concrete adding 3,500 to this event.
Well, it's our honor, actually. It's not even our pleasure. It's our honor.
It's fantastic.
To get to give to the sport that's given us so much.
We thank you so much. I want to remind everybody that the Vincent Hall Memorial Doubles is coming up on September 17th and 18th. As long as you can bowl a NEBA singles event, you can pick any partner you want as long as you're over-under. And it's going to be $6,000 added money from some schlock live streaming company called TechVision. And we'll see how that goes. So looking forward to a sold-out house. It's Saturday qualifying, 2 rounds. So everybody, all teams bowl two 5-game blocks on 2 different patterns. The patterns will be Boardwalk and there will be Titanium. Those are the 2 patterns. And then on Sunday we come back on Boardwalk on the left lane, Titanium on the right lane, and bowl 12 rounds of round-robin match play, Baker match play.
Now,
so
what's the Titanium condition like?
Long. It's going to be 45.
45. Okay.
Yeah. So we had it up in Rutland.
Rutland. Okay.
So we've seen it this year, and Boardwalk, of course, is the short.
Right.
Boardwalk V2, of course. So, and so looking forward to having some nice, strong teams turn out there.
Yep.
And
huge shot.
Yeah.
Big shot there. So, like we said, let's give Rock 187. Let's say he were to punch.
Well, if he throws one here, he takes a lead.
He can shut out, actually. He's got ball in hand, does Rock.
Right.
I mean, imagine this game. He goes strike.
Yep.
Then he throws 3 opens, 2 splits, and a 5-2. Now he's doubled, and now he can shut out Jay Johnson. And Smythe, good cover there, but a little too late. We'll pencil Webb in for moving forward.
Big shots for Rock here.
Webb against Hall coming up here.
So Rock's only down 6 now.
That's right.
If he strikes
He's
here,
got ball in hand. He can shut out. If he doubles here, he shuts out.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
is it a roll up?
For a 2-pin, a little late.
It's a pretty good shot, though.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yep.
But now he's gonna, if he makes this, he will force Jay Johnson to mark.
Yes.
Not an easy task.
Nope.
Never an easy task.
Jay just 210 last time on that lane.
Yep.
That's right.
How was the golf game today? Did you and Raj play? Since Roger popped in.
Yep. We played the club championship today. I had a tough front, but Roger and we had some matches, side matches, and we won them.
There you go.
So we were
It's
happy
all about
that.
the side action.
That's all right.
Come
That's
on, baby.
right. So
it's hot out there, huh?
Yeah, it was nice
today. Yeah.
You know, it's good weather. I'd rather have hot than cold. You know.
Andrew's twin sister ran a triathlon today.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. Swim, bike, run.
Yep.
So good for her.
Yep.
So. And Webb taking a victory lap.
Yep.
We'll take care of that. And now Michael Rock, who makes the spare, is now going to go for count.
He needs eight to kind of force him.
8 to force a mark. Well, even 7 would do it, because that's a perfect shot there. That's the one he wanted in the first shot of the last frame, and he ends up 166. That makes Jay Johnson show up in the 10th. He's got 133 in the 8th with a spare up. So Johnson needs to fill only 14, but he does need a mark.
Right.
Meanwhile, Broge against Viali, Green against Dunbar, Webb against Hall, and Hearn against the winner of this Jay Johnson match are coming up in our next round. That should be a fun round to watch. And on our feature pair will be Broge versus Viali. Here's Jay Johnson.
Great shot.
Flush. Best shot of the day, probably.
I'm telling
Jay
you,
Johnson.
he's bowling with such confidence.
Yes, absolutely.
Obviously, when you win like he has. But I watched him today, and he was curving the lane.
Right.
And I'm like, nobody else is curving the lane like that.
No.
And he was just in left and just going around it. And I'm like, you know, you're just feeling good about your release.
Absolutely.
So you know we have the labels here on the MEVA, right? I have champions interview Jay Johnson that I've used 4 times.
Wow. Well, you don't have to delete it, right?
I've never had to edit it. It stays there. I just seek it out and I punch it up. So.
And it's right now at the top of your list.
It's at the top of the list, right, because I just use it in keying.
And you know, it's funny, he hasn't. Sometimes guys throughout the season start drawing a lot of balls.
Yeah.
He's used the same balls. Phase 4, electrify solid. He stuck to the same.
Every time I ask him, I said, what are you doing that you're still doing? He says, just basics and just fundamentals, you know, things like that. So
and he looks very smooth.
He's just doing great. Yeah.
Looks very smooth too, you know.
So.
I'm gonna throw a 2-ball bag in the back of your car. I don't need the 2-ball bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're having a late scratch in terms of lanes coming up here. Okay.
Oh, hold on a second, Tony.
Oh, I see. We had some conflict on some lanes here.
Oh, so we shifted around a
so
little
we're
bit.
shifting. So Johnson against Hearn will be 37-8. Webb against Hall will be 35-6.
That's all right.
And 31-2 will be Amanda Burrows, Chris Viali, and 29-30 will be Green against Dunbar. So,
I'm gonna
guys, we'll be right back. We'll be right back with our next round. It'll be the winners bracket, and we will eliminate just 2 players coming up. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me, Bruce.
Thanks, Tony.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, buddy.
I didn't know you want to bug. You can come back on. You can stay. Yeah, hang around. Yeah, just what you said.